Away from recreational marijuana becoming legal here in Illinois. This weekend, local groups and businesses are coming together to help make sure that people of color aren't left out of this booming industry. So joining us at the table to chat about this is Seke Ballard. He's the CEO and founder of Good Tree Capital, and Argelia Martinez, the managing director at Hauswirth Co. Guys, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having us.
Let's talk about, obviously, January 1st is when legalized marijuana here in Illinois. What are some of the barriers to people of color to getting into this business, Seke?
I would say, hands down, the largest barrier to entry is financing and capital. The cost to enter the industry is pretty significant when you think about what it takes to apply, when you think about what it takes to secure real estate and working capital. And so the ability to be able to get financing for that is really critical. And the state has done a really great job of carving out resources that are available for people of fewer means, specifically if you qualify as a social equity applicant.
And Argelia, the law was written with this in mind, the idea being that more people of color would be able to get a part of the game, right?
100%. So the cannabis bill is the gold standard of cannabis legalization in our country. It was written with 4 women, 2 of which were women of color. So it's a real testament of what happens when you have people of color and allies who are working together at the decision-making table to bring a bill that is keeping people of color in mind at the very forefront.
Distributors and people that have already kind of gotten in the game for medical marijuana were originally intended to be the ones that have the licenses going forward, that new distributors or growers won't be able to enter the game until 2021. That's what I had read. Is that still the case, or do people that have already been in the game still have first access to this sort of stuff?
Yes, they do. So the current medical operators, they get first bite at the apple. So they will be the first stores to open for retail on January 1st. And they'll also be the ones who are growing the product at first. But there's also a craft grow license that is a new license that people can apply for. Beginning the application for those licenses will be published on January 1st, and they'll be given out, I think, on in July.
Argelia, let's talk about the event that you guys are doing this weekend to help educate people on this. What's going on?
Yeah, so this Sunday, Seke and I will be at the Latina Expo at 2 p.m. And the reason why it's so important for us is 1 in 5 in Illinois and 1 in 3 in Chicago are Latinx descent. And I would say that given how large this community is and the fact that we will be talking about how to invest in cannabis at the Latina Expo is so important, because if you don't have a well-informed audience that can get into this new economy, then I think we will have we need this Latinx community to be able to know what's ahead in order to invest.
I'm sure some budding entrepreneurs are watching this now. Is this, obviously you want people, all sorts of people are able to get into this, right? I guess what I'm saying is some people out there say, there's no possible way I can get in the game and this sort of thing. You want them to know that there are opportunities for them.
There's absolutely opportunities, and while we will be at the Latinx Expo, it is definitely open to everyone.
Right. You mentioned the opportunities that people had. Talk us a little bit about the resources that they're going to be able to get.
Absolutely. So one of the things that the state did was they lowered the barriers in terms of the cost of applying for a license. So if you qualify as social equity, the non-refundable application fee is $2,500, which is an amount, most people can kind of sort of get together.
More attainable.
Yeah, it's more attainable. And so I think her point about education is exactly the right one. If people recognize that the barriers of entry have been specifically lowered in this state, then they feel like the industry is going to be more accessible to them, and then more of them are going to go through the application process.
Guys, thanks so much for stopping on by here and educating us about it, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Seke, thank you so much. Of course, you can check out their event this weekend, How to Invest in the Cannabis Industry, happening Sunday at Block 37. You can find all the information up on our website as well.